breathing, you can control the rhythm of the night.
It's stuck in my head now.
Yeah. We just start rolling. Oh, did you already start? Emily?
Yeah, the logos are off.
Podcast is off. This is the way it goes. We don't even know what's happening. So just be sure to cut out all of Matthew's racial slurs up top. Thank you guys so much.
He was real bad with those.
Yeah, it was tough. I'm surprised you guys are still sitting here. That's wild.
You're welcome.
You know what? It's part of the experience. It's part of the show. It's best if he gets it out of his system.
Christian warned me about that actually on the way here.
Yeah.
He's done podcasts
these
before.
guys. Oh yeah. Oh look. Oh, podcasting. Let me warm up a little bit on this thing. Oof. Some people do think that's their perception of a podcast though. Is like it's just like
say profanities.
Basically, like all the Saturday Night Live sketches about podcasts and stuff are like Joe Rogan parodies where it's like
we're not gonna just take a bunch of mushrooms and drink some beers. And
oh yeah.
That's what I thought we were doing today.
Yeah. Dude, we have another, like I said, we have another show for that. It's called Scheming and Dreaming. You guys can go on there anytime you want.
Emily, she tricked me into this one.
You guys gotta. What are your T
they
levels?
Dose this water.
You gotta start taking HGH, man, because it's like it's all that.
Like I thought the water tasted a little funny.
Yeah.
That would be See, sorry, the table's wobbly too. We've had this table.
I didn't notice it, but now I did.
No, I noticed
Usually
it. Drives
I know.
me nuts.
Usually it's okay. I
try
try to
sugar packets or something to put on.
You spent the money on the mics, not the table.
Yeah, that is accurate. That is accurate. The gold mics, baby. We had to do it.
Like I look so fancy. Everyone, look at this.
Solo shot. Emily, zoom in.
Yeah, zoom. Get a quick zoom.
We can't.
We'll
zoom.
just do the rest of it.
No zoom technology.
There's not a we don't have enough.
I know. All I do is like I just see my face and it's still the same.
I mean, that was Matthew for the first. What is this episode 155? So for the first 154 episodes, that was pretty much just Matthew looking at himself in the camera.
Listen, it's hard not to. What can I say?
By yourself, yeah, I'd probably too. It's like when you
when there's people on.
like he just talks by himself.
Yeah.
When we
people
were
go on rants.
When we were growing up at restaurants and stuff, we would have to like be careful of where Matthew sat because if there were mirrors in the restaurant, it was like he wasn't even there with the rest of the family.
What's more interesting, me or you?
So I was the same way growing up, and from our upstairs to downstairs, when you went down the stairs, there was like this mirror like up here, and I remember like being in fights with my mom, and I'd be like sitting on the stairs, and she'd be like trying to tell me, like yell at me, and I'd just be like crying, like looking at myself in the mirror. She'd be like, "Are you looking at yourself in the mirror right now? Like I'm trying to punish you."
This is no punishment right here.
I'm like, how do I look though? Am I okay?
That's kind of psychotic.
Yeah, like, it's fine. It's fine.
You said it.
Yeah, did we tell you that we're dating?
I got that from
our chemistry.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm just gonna quietly nod.
Yeah. Don't worry, dude.
It's fine. I accept it.
But you guys are, going out, but you're also bandmates, obviously, and I get the sense from like seeing you guys that you really seem to be into it for the performing. Yeah. It seems like you guys really, really enjoy that aspect of it more so than anything else.
I mean, I think I guess there's two avenues of like why you create something. Are you creating how you putting it out there? And I think for us, really live performances, that's the goal, that's the dream. That's what you like doing, even if it's for people in a bar, versus playing a big show or something like that. It's just being able to perform live is really cool and unique. There's other cool aspects, like recording things and creating content, and doing that stuff.
We've just been like sitting on the recordings that we have, so they're just not out yet. But we've been like putting our work into that too. But yeah, definitely like performing is, at least for me, that's like my most favorite thing to do. I've been in musicals like since I was like younger and stuff, and a competitive dancer. So just being like on stage like for people, that's like what I love doing. So.
It's like looking in a mirror, but
exactly.
Yeah, no, it's
full circle here.
Yeah,
wow.
it really is. Like you guys
are professionals.
That was quick. That was quick, actually. Well, episode over.
As somebody who also looked in a lot of mirrors, it's all about the spotlight. What can you say?
Like I was like 3 years old when I started dancing. They put you in front of a mirror, so I'll blame my dance teachers.
Yeah, I've got nobody to blame but myself.
So how many people are actually in the band? Because do you guys like consider yourselves like a jam band?
Yeah. So we right now it's just the 3 core members of our band. And we've got some other people filling in.
We've had some recent changes, but right now it's Christian, myself, and our other member, Peter, who is a new dad as well. So that's why he's couldn't come here tonight.
Shout out to Peter.
Changing diapers. Shitty job.
Loser. Sorry, Pete.
But yeah, we have people coming to fill in sometimes. We're in the music community in Buffalo, so most of our friends are musicians. Mm-hmm. So it's actually super helpful to have them do that for us right now.
So that must affect the energy for sure, though, bringing new people in.
Oh yeah.
All the time.
Yeah, it's been hard recently because we have to kind of reteach our songs that we've had, but it makes us better, the core members, because we have to keep going over them over and over. So we're gonna be superstars.
I think there's also a cool aspect of having different people play with you, or even if it's not our band, sitting in and playing with other people is a challenge, and it keeps you on your toes. And there can also be really good moments or something that somebody else brings to your songs that you've been playing for the longest time, the way you thought they were good, and then somebody else comes in and has a different interpretation of it. Is very cool sometimes.
Yeah. At our next show, April 1st, we have Nate Kalnitz. I never know how to say his last name. Nate Kalnitz is playing bass for us, and then our friend Bub is playing drums for us.
Sounds
shout out to them. Yeah. Bub?
Yeah, it's a great drummer name.
It's just a good name.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I got a cousin named Bub. So with you, a lot of your songs are longer than most. I would say they're pretty long. So my big question is when you're doing shows, and I don't know if you've done a lot of shows where there's it's a lot of bands there as well.
Yeah.
So with your songs being that long, I mean, how do you structure things for the limited amount of time that you have?
It's funny because sometimes we'll have a show that's we have to play for 30 minutes, and then Peter will be all right, so we can play one song.
Yeah.
But no, we'll pick songs that we're gonna jam out on, and we'll put on our set list for specifically we have the song called Walk On By that we really like jamming on afterwards, so we'll put on the set list Walk On By, jam. Yeah. And then some of the other ones we won't put jam next to, so that we know that
no jam.
We're sticking to the original structure. But once we release our recorded music, a lot of those don't have as much jam to them, so that's when you'll see the recorded structure of it.
How do you guys feel about that, losing a little bit of that jam?
I don't mind it because I'm not as much of a jammer.
Emily's a fake jammer. She likes to.
I am a fake jammer.
She likes to talk and be I'm in the jam community, but all she wants to do is sing. Yeah. And it's all right.
I play the synth and I'll do little things, and I'll be ooh, I'm part of the jam.
I'm jamming.
Yeah. But if you really look at my face during performance, I'm
we're still jamming.
Yeah, exactly.
We're really still jamming.
But it's kind of good because I look at the audience more, so I can gauge if people are okay, I'm done with this jam.
Stop jamming.
Yeah, because we do have some people who aren't into the jam scene, and then some people are. So it's a good healthy mix.
I would say most of the songs that we write don't start off like that, or have maybe the option to go into a jam. Yeah. You can really do that with any song, but. I think the way I write and, Emily write, we do have more of a traditional, rock and roll structure.
Yeah.
Very basic structure, but...
a lot of rock. There's heavy rock influence, I think, in a lot of our songs.
I think that's, we just kind of go up there and figure it out sometimes is the best way to be a jam band.
A lot of jam bands are, improvising.
Right.
A lot of them are.
All of them are.
And so you guys do that. That's what... Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Well, they do. They do, and I just
It's the rhythm of the night, dude. Yeah. You can't control the jam.
No, we're not
baby.
No.
Yeah, baby.
My favorite time is when Emily's not liking what we're doing, and she'll just walk off stage to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, I do. I really do.
You guys are just
and we'll just let's go.
Yeah, exactly. They just go.
That's sick, actually.
I do it on purpose because I'm just like, whatever. Like, I don't want to like stand here. Like sometimes if it's a song that I'm just like playing tambourine on, I don't want to like.
Yeah, well, we were talking about tambourine.
It is an instrument, technically.
It's a crucial component. It's a crucial component to many things.
I would say especially jamming.
Well, if you're not good at it, you're gonna know.
Yeah, it's really true. Bad. Like if you don't have like good rhythm,
like
I've
attempted to
like
shake a jamboree, and I'm not good at it.
It took me a while to like learn how to do it fast because I was like trying to like move my hand like this, but I learned that you have to like move your whole arm. So
yeah,
that was,
like, I was just talking about like even trying to hit it on beat, and I couldn't do that. I wish I could jam, man. I've always dreamed about jamming, but
you can air jam in the audience while you watch them
I actually can air jam. I've been known to air jam a time or two.
Some say we can't jam, so it's not that big of a deal.
Never been to space, but I did get some ideas from Fast and Furious 9.
I stopped watching those movies at like Fast 5. I don't know.
5.
I think I gave up.
Yeah, I think 5's the only one I saw, and that's the one that. Well, I saw Hobbs and Shaw too.
Hobbs and Shaw, good movie, spin-off.
Hobbs and Shaw doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, that's because
I feel like the Fast and the Furious movies,
family, baby.
Obviously family, but obviously family, Corona, tank tops. That's all you need.
That's why you can't jam.
I feel like. Okay, I can jam better than you can, Matthew.
Probably.
But I feel like
I like to see this jam.
There is a big part of those movies is the cars, right? Like that's what I, from the outside looking in, I always assume the cars is what you want. And in that Hobbs and Shaw spinoff, it's all like rusted out old pickup trucks and stuff. Like the cars aren't even a part of it. There's a cyborg in that movie,
Andy,
but no Lamborghini.
Andy.
It doesn't make any sense.
I have nothing to say because I haven't seen it. So
yeah, you got out.
I gave up.
The cyborg, but that's a great call. Before the cyborgs came in.
You're looking at this from a one-dimensional view, Andy. You got to understand that that's like Hobbs' whole role in the movie is he has like a different personality.
Which one is Hobbs?
The Rock,
okay,
which lends to different cars. Like that's how all of them are. Like that's like the whole base of the movie. Like
each person
this
is like
not worth.
He's like, I know how to jam, so I'm gonna explain.
That's why I want you to keep going on it.
Nobody cares about what I'm saying, but it's like you got Paul Walker, rest in peace, who was like a foreign car guy because that was like his personality. You know what I mean? He was a little bit more of a pretty boy, whereas Dom Toretto, pure American muscle.
That sounds.
It was like the whole. That was like the whole thing.
Some like
Tokyo
YA
Drift was cool.
Tokyo Drift's good.
Pam,
movie.
if you may. Pure American muscle. Anyone? No?
Bad with
You're bad.
Come on.
When you said when you said Pam, I thought about the old Saturday Night Live sketch. Or no, that was Pat. So I got everything wrong.
You got it all wrong.
Yeah, don't listen.
You were still on. Are we talking about cyborgs?
Oh yeah. I'm still thinking about cyborgs, which we could get into. Cause
I haven't seen the Fast and Furious movies.
Nothing. I don't think anything happens.
I know that they're about cars, and that's about it. And when you said Calvin and the word Hobbs, or thought Calvin and Hobbs, that's what I thought when you said Hobbs. I was like, okay, I know Calvin and Hobbs.
That I would
just
watch.
Smile and nod.
You get them in a movie. Just pretend.
My
we're
boyfriend
jamming.
said women should be seen and not heard.
I didn't say that.
It's on Mike now. Oh my God, Christian, they're canceling you on Twitter already. Hashtag cancel
Christian.
I've been waiting
for this
right
moment my entire life up until now.
Smell not, boys.
Folks, did you know Instacart is not just for groceries? It's not just for getting some of your favorite products from some of your favorite local stores. You can also order alcohol on it. So if you're getting ready for a party and you realize, oh no, we don't have enough Mike's Hard Lemonade or whatever it is you're drinking, or maybe you're a little too in the bag and you don't want to drive all the way to the store, you don't have to because you can use Instacart. It really is the best way to get all kinds of things delivered right to your front door. And the best part is right now, 2 in the Cooler listeners get free delivery on their first order of $10 or more. All you have to do to get that deal is hit the link in this episode description. Start making things a little easier on yourself, okay? You don't need any more stress in your life. You don't need to try and remember to go to the store when you can just use Instacart. Again, hit the link in this episode description and get free delivery on your first order of $10 or more. Start using Instacart today. Folks, a great way to support the show and do something nice for yourself is to check out all the great merch we have got over at snackspot.se/creator/teespring.com. Hoodies, t-shirts, long sleeves, whatever it is you're looking for, along with all kinds of really cool accessories, baseball hats, bucket hats, slides that are like super, super cool actually. A lot of drinkware, mugs, pint glasses, fanny packs. Quested has some really cool stuff for like D&D fans and things like that. And it's not just for Quested, it's not just for this show, it's also for Schemin' and Dreamin', all the shows that we produce right here. Again, you can check all that stuff out over at snackspot.se/creator/teespring.com, or just hit the link in this episode description and get yourself something that's going to make you look good and feel good. Check it out. And if you're interested in advertising on this show or our twin show, Schemin' and Dreamin', or Quested, the Dungeons & Dragons podcast that we produce right here, you can email us at snackspotsports@gmail.com for details on how you can start reaching thousands of listeners in the Buffalo area and beyond, because podcasting, obviously, it's big, it's huge. And a big part of that is the advertising. The advertising has been blowing up. NASCAR is advertising on podcasts, and then there's these other big companies like McDonald's, State Farms. These are companies that have like the biggest advertising budgets, and they're moving away from more traditional media like TV and stuff into podcasting because they see how effective it is. It's really fascinating and it really works. So again, if you're interested in learning more about all the benefits to podcast advertising, which you should be, because with those large companies getting in the mix, it hasn't left a lot of room for smaller local companies to get in on the action, but that's what we're here for. So again, you can reach out to us at snackspotsports@gmail.com. Being a jam band, though, let me ask you this. Well, because I know you said that sometimes you can tell there are some audiences are not as into it as others.
Yeah.
Especially you, Christian, being a jammer. Do you ever feel a little bit like I'm gonna jam? I'm gonna
force
make
it down your
yeah,
throat?
Yeah,
basically.
he definitely does.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the thing is you vibe off a crowd, and if there's you got to look up and see what people are feeling, or if you're just in the music, like, who really cares? If you're feeling it, that's all that matters.
I hate to say it, but
That's when
it's
I go
the
to the
rhythm of the night.
bathroom.
I'm sorry.
But, I think part of any music is, escapism, and is if you can get people to feel something, anything, it's all worth it. So.
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna have to agree with you completely on that one. It's nice, especially like because we have like some of the songs when we were writing them, I was like, oh, like let's repeat like this part like a bunch of times, because even if they've never heard the song before, like maybe it'll get in their head enough so that they can like join in and like sing it with us. And if that happens, and you like not only like feel that they're feeling it with you, but like see that they're doing it, like that's even brings like a whole new level to it. It's super cool.
That's like one of my favorite things to do if I'm out like at a bar or somewhere like that, or somewhere where there's live music going on and people are playing, their own music, not doing cover stuff, is I love to like pick up on a line that they're singing, like the hook, and just go apeshit and sing it back at them.
Come to our
because I feel
show,
like that would fire me up if I was like,
it fires me up.
Yeah.
Actually, Grace Greenan came to one of our shows and she did that. She like stood like right in front of me. She definitely didn't know our songs and just started like repeating it like to me, and I was like, "Thank you, girl. Like, give me all the energy."
Because that is Grace to a T.
Oh yeah, definitely.
For sure.
Super supportive. That's what you got to be in like the local music scene. Like all we have is each other, so I think all of us are like supporting each other and like sharing each other's stuff and talking about other bands with, just the local Buffalo community. So
I think some people might be annoyed with how many times Emily posts, but
we were talking about it before we started. The amount of times a day we post on Instagram has to be like astronomical.
If you're promoting like anything, honestly. You gotta be doing it.
I mean, you just gotta do it.
Well, Christian's runs the Instagram for the Buffalo Zoo, so he does that every day.
Really?
Yeah.
I live right by the zoo. I drive past it every day, and it's always bumping. I wish I would have got to go to that. Sorry, I know you probably don't want to talk
Imagination.
about. The light up thing?
Yeah. It was super
dude,
cool.
I wanted to go so bad.
What was
I was
that?
asked. It was like a.
Well, luckily you can ask me, and maybe I can get you some tickets.
Dude, it's just like every day I would drive by, and there's just big flower front sign.
We actually played like a duet
that
thing
whole
there.
thing is coming back this year. So whole new theme, different things.
What is it?
It's a bunch of lanterns, like
but like
cloth.
huge, like ginormous size lanterns.
And they're all throughout the zoo, different animals and things like that. And it's an after-hours event, so
you go at night.
Yeah, they all like light up and stuff. It's and they're like they like move and like some of them make noises and stuff.
It was packed because it was only like Thursday, Friday, Saturday night or something like that.
The weekend, Thursday.
Yeah. And it was like every day when I would drive past there, like on the weekend, whatever, it would be just absolutely juiced. Like
they had interactive things too. Like they had like one that was shaped like a triangle, and it was like all like mirrors, and then the bottom was like light up floor. So like when you went in it looked like a kaleidoscope like all around you. Cool. It was super cool. It was really trippy.
I'm in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll start in around June-ish, so and run all summer.
Maybe you'll see us perform like we did like we call it Dobo and Scripps like duet.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
I would definitely do that.
We do some of our like originals and some like classic covers like Valerie.
As long as everybody's allowed to jam. That's my
Not Emily.
Yeah, that's where I just sit there.
It was more as long as Emily allows everybody to jam.
Yeah. You got to get your jam approved in writing before it happens.
Get it on the set list. Yeah.
Yeah, you get it on the set list, and that's how you do it. Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah, so you've got the show coming up April 1st. Mm-hmm. I mean, how difficult is it for you guys to book shows now, trying to get, because you have to, borrow musicians from like so many other places and stuff now?
So we actually like have like a bunch already booked like before the change in our band. So now it's just about like finding musicians to like fill in those spots. So, like I said, luckily, like we're friends with a lot of musicians within the Buffalo community, so we're working on it. Yeah. But it is kind of difficult, definitely. I think it's more difficult, and this is like not just speaking for our band, but for most bands in Buffalo, is a lot of the times like venues want you to have like an opener. So it's not just you. They want you to have like 2 bands or even like 3 in your lineup. And there's so many bands that are getting their own shows that like they aren't available to do that for other bands. So it's like really hard. You have to reach out to maybe like, I think one of our shows last year, I reached out to like 12 different bands and like none of them could do it because they were all busy.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like, there's so many talented, amazing musicians in Buffalo.
Yeah.
And everybody is pursuing their dreams and wants their shows.
Yeah.
But, there's always, we just got to tell each other, there's always a show happening. You know, if you're like worried about trying to double book something, like there's always something happening. But there's also, with all those musicians, there's a ton of music fans in Buffalo. Like the whole Western New York area is really spoiled with music. So it's difficult, but it's better than, it's a challenge. So that's like a good
and there's
thing.
like some venues where like if you have a show at that venue, you're not allowed to have a show there for like another couple months.
Really?
So so like if someone's like, oh, can you do a show like at this venue, you'd be like, no, I'm sorry, like we have a show like 2 weeks beforehand, like at that venue.
Even if you're gonna open, like even if you're just gonna open, wow, I didn't know that.
That blows.
I know. So that's why it makes it a little like difficult sometimes.
How long have the two of you guys been like in the music scene, mingling with people and stuff like that?
Well, here in Buffalo, like 4 or 5 years, like that her and I have like been together with our crew. Like I was
like going to shows,
playing music since I was a kid.
Yeah.
Right.
College and high school and college and all things like that.
Like for me, I've been in the music scene for like 8 years. Like I started going to Buffalo Ironworks every Thursday when I was like a junior in college. So that was our thing, taking the metro down because Uber wasn't a thing yet. So
remember when Uber wasn't a thing in Buffalo?
I do. It was only my freshman year of college that Uber wasn't a thing, and I
got
often
taxis.
Because you would take the subway like downtown, and then you'd have to find a taxi home.
Yeah.
And I often forget that was like a form of
right.
Sometimes I get stressed out now, and I'm like, oh, I know I'm gonna have to Uber somewhere. I'm like,
Imagine
how stressed was I when
calling a cab company.
Yeah. And then we'd have to have like someone like stand by the window to like watch and wait for it to like arrive at the house so that like the meter wouldn't start going.
And then everybody did like the Pauly D, like cabs are here.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. I mean, when an Uber pulls up, I still fire off cabs are here. Like, I'll never not do that. That comes
it's a
natural.
timeless line.
Yeah. Yeah. I was listening to an interview with Snooki the other day, and she had a lot of great
like
takes.
a new interview.
Oh yeah.
She's changed so much.
Yeah. And they were, because another new
Still get
season of
punched in the
Jersey
face?
Shore Family Reunion is about to air.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah,
I saw
and-
like someone posted something on Instagram where like she's just as sweet, but she's just as sassy. And it was about like Sammy Sweetheart.
Oh, she didn't come back ever for first. So I wonder if she's gonna be on.
I forgot
there this
whose
season.
Instagram post I saw it on, but
But
it was, like,
they were
yesterday.
saying, I loved this question. They were asking her, they were like, because she has 3 kids, and they're like a little bit older now. They're like 6, 4, and 3, I think.
Oh, we're
And
so
she's
old.
like, she's like, it's, you've got, maybe like 4 years, maybe a little bit longer, 6 years before eventually your kids are gonna start like asking you, like why you were doing this stuff, and like how do you discipline a child
Yeah.
if they've seen every moment of your life, 6 years of your, from the time you were 22 till you were 28 or whatever.
It's like you can't block it from them because
No, that's everywhere.
Yeah.
I saw there's
It's
a lot
timeless.
of therapists out there for kids.
yeah.
Like all the porn stars with kids. Like how you gonna explain that one?
That's true. It's
This is
true.
a weird one.
Yeah, PTP though.
That's a thing though that I think on some level probably most people are going to start to have to deal with. Obviously Snooki, because she was like a reality star, TV star on a bigger scale, but I mean there's so many people out there who are still posting everything on Instagram or whatever. They say that stuff on the internet like lives forever. And that sort of thing. So even if you're just a regular person, chances are at some point there might be a video floating out there somewhere of you in college, whatever, that eventually is gonna get
No
back
way.
to your kid.
Yeah.
I've never done.
That's
anything
why I
crazy
don't-
Like
I
that.
don't know
Never
how-
been in a video.
Yeah, I don't know how
from
people could
college.
possibly become president. Like that's what I think of all the time.
Yeah,
like, How
right?
do you not have just one
I think
person
you get
out
like
there?
those people who just know how to scrub things.
Yeah, you definitely pay a lot of money. Yeah.
Like that's
True.
all part
That's
of it.
true.
I feel like they know a guy.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
somebody out there's got to have it. That's my whole thing.
Someone
Like,
out there has another guy
Yeah.
who can get the things that
Yeah.
the other guy scrubbed. Like
Yeah.
I feel like that's the whole world of politics.
I
Just,
don't have
how
nearly
deep can
enough
you
guys,
go
is what
to
I'm
get
hearing.
someone's
Yeah.
like shit story. Like,
But also, I guess if everybody's got one, nobody wants to call the other person out on theirs, kind of
right,
thing, you
yeah,
know what I
that's
mean?
true.
Unless they know there's
don't
no
know.
way that anything they've done could possibly be worse.
I mean, I think there's got to be a level of hubris to it as well. Like, they're not going to find my shit ever, And then also potentially, I think there's things
You know how
that-
easy it is to find? Oh, you're saying theoretically.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
theoretically.
gonna say
yeah.
everything we talk about gets posted on the internet for
Yeah.
everybody to see.
But also, like, you know how it goes. Like, sometimes if, you are a politician, keeping with that example, if you find something crazy about your opponent and that that gets the news cycle heated up, and then maybe they find something about you, but people are still on the thing that you found out about them.
Yeah.
What they found out about you is never really going to become a problem because it's just, people see it, but it won't
Well,
actually be a big
whose story is
deal.
juicier, basically? Like, who's got the better tea?
Yeah.
Do you know
Exactly.
that? You know that movie, The Campaign?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
That's what I was
It's a
thinking
good
about
movie.
when you were talking about.
Yeah,
like whatever
yeah.
you were just saying, I wasn't hearing anything. I was just picturing like every time they like shake hands.
Is that the one where he punches the baby?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of funny parts in that
you would
movie.
remember that part.
That's comedy right
Yeah.
there. Yeah. Mhm.
There's like that new movie with Will Ferrell and Ryan Reynolds. And it's like the Christmas movie where they're singing and stuff.
Yeah, on
Where's
Apple,
that?
on Apple
Yeah,
Plus.
I forgot what it's called, but in
Oh.
the
Is
beginning
there a
of
baby
that,
punched in that one?
Ryan Reynolds' character is like he's part of a marketing firm that's literally all they do is dig up dirt on people. So
Yeah,
That's
I
what
could
So if you need a
see,
video of
but
somebody
you know
punching a
what? If
baby.
Ryan Reynolds wasn't an actor, like anybody that you see outside of Hollywood that looks like Ryan Reynolds, that's probably what
They
they
dig
do.
up dirt on you. Stay away
They're
from
doing
them.
sketchy shit.
They're in a
Nobody
multi-level marketing scheme.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Walk the other way.
Yeah. if they sell you 100 somethings and you sell 100 other people 100 somethings, then they'll, buy a yacht. Yeah.
Are we talking about pyramid schemes now?
We were at some
No,
point.
it's different, man. It's no.
Yeah.
You get people to work for
Wait, what
you.
is that? It's Always Sunny episode, and they're like, no, it's a funnel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that show.
Oh, me too. We're obsessed with that show.
My roommate started rewatching it. We were talking about this the other day. My roommate started rewatching it, and so because he rewatches it all the time, I in turn get to watch random episodes when I'm cooking or something like that, and it's so funny.
You walk in, you're like, wait, this part's great. This is great. Wait for this.
I can't believe
it's
that.
Dang, man.
I know. Oh, I can't. No songs I'm not allowed to sing. That's one of them. Whenever there's people on the podcast that actually can do music, I cut myself off from singing.
That's not true. If you go back in the tapes, Liale, Olivia, you sang in front of both of them at least.
Now I kind of want to hear you sing.
No, you don't.
I put it. Yeah.
Although I do get the sense, Emily, because when Matthew sang in front of both of those two examples at least, and he was like, how was that? They were like, not bad.
All
and
right.
I had to kind of be like, don't lie to him
encourage this.
right now. I feel like you would give him.
I probably
Well, you
would.
have the
Emily Speaker Mind?
I don't know. I don't know though. I can be Simon Cowell.
It's all about charisma.
You got to keep the integrity.
Although Simon
of the,
Cowell's kind of nice now. He's changed.
Yeah.
Ever since he had a kid.
on now?
America's Got Talent. He smacks
Okay,
the
I
shit
didn't
out of
know.
that golden buzzer. Another thing that if you ever need to get emotional, watch just golden buzzer highlights.
I did that the other day. I was
unbelievable.
crying. I was just sitting there crying.
But what happens to those? Is there a winner? American Idol, there was season and there was a winner.
Yeah,
Right?
there's a winner.
Yeah.
And then, it could be a juggler, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they get a.
What happens?
They
Really
get a
residency.
year residency in
Las Vegas.
However, sorry about that. I don't know if this is 100% certain, but I'm pretty sure now their residency is at the Luxor, I think, which isn't, I would say, one of the top hotels in Las Vegas. It's nice. It's still nice. It's an MGM
It's
hotel.
not that new MGM Sphere.
No.
Is that a real? They're building a spherical hotel.
It's just a giant ball, LED giant.
Jesus.
Yeah.
It's like the Epcot
cool.
ball.
Yeah,
kind of thing?
bigger, I think, and
Oh,
it's all
yeah.
LED on the outside.
Oh, that's pretty sick.
And we're going to rob it.
The next Ocean 13.
Yeah.
Dude.
Every time a new casino gets built, it has to get robbed.
Yeah, somebody's got to rob it.
Yeah.
That's how they
That
do.
makes sense.
That's how they boost the security.
Fake earthquake.
That would be such a fun job. I think there's at least a couple movies like this where it's he's the guy that tests the hotel securities and stuff like that.
You
tests
get
this prison
paid
security.
to break in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be the sickest job.
There was
ever.
that one new movie that the whole entire thing was about them robbing a bank.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, but it was
that.
only about one day.
I watched it.
Did you see it? How what? Well,
No.
Was it a
robbing?
Netflix movie?
no, it was an actual movie, and the whole entire movie was just supposed to be about that one day that they robbed the bank, and maybe hour by hour. I don't know how they did it.
I'm trying to think of what it's called.
I just remember seeing previews for it every single time.
There's multiple movies that I've watched like that.
Yeah.
Which just
Opposite
insane.
would be shitty is those movies Prison or Prison Escape or whatever with
The
Stallone
one?
With
Yeah, that's the
Sylvester
one I was
Stallone.
thinking of.
No, because he has to break out of prisons,
Yeah.
but sometimes he gets stuck in them. And I think actually this could be totally wrong,
They're
but
locking
I think
up the Tulsa King?
I think in the don't even get me
you
started.
can't lock up the King of Tulsa, baby.
I think in the first one, or maybe
Wait,
the
there's
second one,
multiple?
prison. There's 3 or 4.
Jesus Christ.
In one of them, they
is a
put him in a
franchise
prison
machine.
and ask him to break out, but they actually put him in what they can. They have him design a prison, and then whatever, and then they
This
put
is
him
a
in the
show?
prison. No, it's a movie.
This
It's a
is movie?
series
And then
of
they put him
movies?
in. Yeah.
Okay.
Then they put him inside or in a different prison that he thinks maybe is the one that he designed or something along those lines, thinking that it's they're paying him to escape, but they're actually just trying to lock him up. They want him off the grid. Oh,
yeah.
He's too strong.
I think I would
Sneaky.
guess
Too
he
powerful.
escapes because there's another one after
Yeah,
that.
there's 16 more.
Yeah, but like
of those.
Michael Myers dies like how many times? So he could not, he doesn't
Depends
have
on
to
which
escape.
Michael Myers you're talking about, because Matthew refers to Mike Myers of Austin Powers as
Michael Myers. I do
Yeah,
too,
but
though.
in
I do
context, like when I'm talking about
What
the
are you
Love
talking
Guru
about?
and I say Michael Myers, you obviously know that
first
I'm
movie
not
you bring
talking
up, The
about
Love Guru.
the fucking.
Nice.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, because
I
it
went
does
with
Michael
Shrek
Myers.
like immediately. But
Hell yeah, Shrek, dude.
I mean, Wayne's World. Come on.
Wayne's
Yeah,
World.
Wayne's World.
Wayne's World
yeah.
is good.
The Love Guru.
The Love Guru.
It's funny.
Easy, Matthew.
I do always like get them confused.
The Love Guru? And
No.
Michael Myers.
Which is, I mean, that's
Like, yeah, if someone
Not
says
any less
Michael Myers
crazy,
to me,
honestly.
I'm not automatically gonna think Halloween.
I'm a big
you
context.
guys
clue.
are nuts. He goes by Mike Myers. You can't.
Yeah,
does he?
but
No,
fuck
I didn't even
off,
know that.
Andrew.
Nobody
I didn't
calls
know
him
that.
Mike. Nobody calls him Michael Myers except
we
you
call him
two.
Michael Myers.
Yeah. Fuck you.
That was the lamest air high five I've ever
No,
seen.
you were just jealous that you were a part of it. But
I feel
also,
that. You
if
know what?
you-
You don't look in mirrors and
if
it
you meet
shows.
somebody, all right, here's a question. Yeah.
That's one of the most insulting things.
Here's a question, and I'll
I
open it
love
up
it.
for the whole table. If you meet somebody that's named Mike, what do you assume that their name is?
Michael.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But but you don't. But if he's like, call me Mike, you call him Mike.
You
I
call
think
him
I
Mike,
think
but-
it's like maybe you're like good friends with him because like I feel like I would always call somebody Michael without being informal with them. So like his credits always say Michael Myers. So that's
Wait,
what
the
I say.
actor?
Yeah, the actor.
Yeah,
No
what's up?
way.
It does. His credits
No
in
way.
Austin Powers don't say Mike Myers.
Yeah.
Are
I'm
you
pretty sure it says
serious?
Michael
I mean,
Myers.
I don't have any.
Andrew.
Okay, hold on. Do you have your phone on you?
Yeah, I do.
Look up. Go to his IMDb page and see if it's Michael or Mike.
I
feel
can't
like it's
imagine
Michael
it's Mike Myers.
There's no.
I think
I
Christian.
hope I'm wrong.
think
I hope
Christian
I'm wrong,
switched sides.
so that you can just lord over.
That you
us.
can just like shove it in our
There's
faces.
just no way.
I feel like Christian just switched sides though.
Michael John Myers.
Oh,
Oh,
Michael
NBC.
John
No,
Myers.
that may be okay, but what is like the title of his IMDb page? I
That's
can
not
tell
his
you.
name.
I can tell you by the
Oh,
smirk.
no.
Emily pulled it up. Unbiased. Emily pulled it up.
No,
Is it
Emily's
Mike? Is it
irrelevant.
Mike Myers?
It says okay,
It-
but I'm
it's
sure.
what?
I'm sure if I.
It's
Like-
Mike.
Really?
Damn,
No, but
we're
his
wrong.
name is
Fine.
Michael.
We're
But
wrong.
I'm saying,
Okay,
well, no,
sure,
that's not the
he's-
credits though.
he's
That's just what his
born-
name on IMDb is. That would be
We
like.
gotta take
what
the
he goes
fail.
by.
But that would be like in me. What if you look at an episode title of our show? What does it say? Matt and Andy.
Yeah, it does.
And okay, but what's my name?
Matthew.
Okay, so. But
I think you're
but
kind of
in
like
the- but
proving
in the
his-
context
I
of
don't
Now
the
know.
we're
show.
going on to something
Think
else.
about,
I feel
but
like.
think about like when we have done like promos for like other like when we did the sneak
he
vibing
files his
stuff, like, other
taxes.
things.
What is his birth certificate?
Yeah, but
say?
like I'm trying to think of another
Yeah, birth
example.
certificate.
Like okay, his birth certificate, sure, but these like performing people and stuff like actors, whatever.
Like if they call him out on SNL, are they gonna say like, "Oh, welcome, Mike Myers"?
Yes,
probably
they,
like
they
Mike
would.
Myers.
They would.
yeah, Mike Myers.
Yeah, but it'd be funny if they
On
said
Saturday Night Live, it's Mike
it would be
Myers.
And then
funny.
me and Matt would just be like,
It
"Who?"
would be funny if they said
Like, what?
Michael, and then the guy from Halloween came out.
They
Yeah,
were not
that
funny.
would
I
prove
feel
your
like
point.
they've
That would
done that
prove his
joke
point.
somewhere
Yeah,
in
that
the
proves his
history.
point.
But like it's but like that's what he goes by. Like if Prince were still alive and you ran
But just
into
'cause
him
people
in
call
public,
me Matt, like there are people that if they met me would they would call me Matthew.
yes, but people that haven't met you but
Like-
know you like as a public figure from this show would
I am a
refer to you
public
as
figure,
Matt,
huh?
right?
I am a public figure.
He's the face of the podcast.
Yeah.
We're
And I've tried to run for school board a couple times.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I just filled my own name in.
okay.
But,
and he would bribe people with
Yeah.
candy.
no, I was just
That's
you're
what
right.
I did in
I
fifth
usually
grade.
like
That's why I
this-
said that.
I usually will like try to get my friends to agree. Like, let's pick one of our friends or like one
Yeah.
of our friends' parents, and let's all write them in, and just see like maybe this
Maybe,
was a long shot.
You know,
Maybe they have some newfound responsibility. I just think it would be hysterical.
you,
if one day you
win
got a
that way you
call.
can be. Oh yeah.
Did you win the fifth
Well,
grade
I
election?
technically didn't bribe people with candy. My friend did, and
Well, you got to keep your hands clean.
right. And I didn't know that it was,
It was
a
a
thing, and I
pact.
told my mom, and she like then taught me about bribery.
Oh, that's so
bribery,
funny.
schmibery.
Like, yeah, why wouldn't I give
like,
them something so that they do
I was
something
like,
for
Katie
me?
gave them all candy because I was trying to run for student council.
That
like,
just
I wanted
makes
to be on
sense.
student council.
Yeah.
And she was like, this is what bribery is.
Mom, there's winners and there's losers. in
That's
this
what
world,
I said.
all
I was
right?
like, well, I won. I
Yeah.
don't like, what do you want from me?
I want people to know my name like Michael Myers.
So only kind of know it. Yeah. Only be somewhat familiar.
Oh, going back a little bit though. So the question that I wanted to ask you guys, especially you, Emily, being in the around the music scene for 8 years, is because of what you said earlier about how now everybody's kind of supporting each other and stuff. Is that something that has grown more in recent years?
So I don't know like how to speak upon that honestly though, because like we've only been like in a band for like a year and a half, and then before that I was in another band for like maybe another half a year, another year.
Okay.
So I feel like besides that, like going to shows, I don't know, like I wouldn't know as much like how much like the bands support each other. I just knew that I supported Ironworks hardcore.
Nice.
I've been an Ironworks supporter.
There's always people have been supporting each other because there's been bands that have been around
Yeah.
longer, that have
I would assume
successful.
so. If I could take like an educated guess, yes.
Yeah, I mean bands that have become successful out of Buffalo, all
Yeah,
started
it's true.
here.
Like Aqueous. You guys heard of Aqueous? Yeah, well, they're in the jam scene.
You
too,
heard of the
so-
Goo Goo Dolls?
Yeah.
Yeah, they started here. They started as a regular band. Obviously, that was like 30 years ago almost.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But everybody in this town it's just been a good scene, and you can just look at how many establishments have been around for a while that still have music.
Yeah,
live
live
music.
Yeah,
I feel
true.
like, especially during the summertime, live music is a huge part of living in
Yeah.
Western New York.
Yeah.
Yeah, you ever driven down Main Street like on what is it, Thursdays? Like that's a totally different scene than us, but it's
Yeah.
like music on Mondays or Wednesdays, whatever it is. But every bar in Williamsville's got a band going. It's just a cheesy dad cover bands, but like
They're going.
Still, yeah.
the Williamsville folk love that. The suburb folk love that shit.
I am
That's
interested
true.
to see like the other music scenes in Buffalo, because like we're primarily like the jam kind of like jazz and rock scene, but I know like I'm going to Grace's show on Friday, and she's like in a whole other scene. And then my friend Jarrell, Pro Social, shout out, I believe his show is May 13th at Town Ballroom, and that's like hip hop and rap, so like, that's a whole other different scene. So I'm definitely like interested to see like the different people in those scenes.
Yeah,
I think those are big ones
it's,
too.
Oh, for sure.
And we I say this all the time, but I was never a big music person, so I didn't know anything about music. Like when we had our first music-related guest come on the podcast, and I was just spitballing things like that because I had no clue what was going on.
You're like, yeah,
and
the
now,
scene.
Yeah, obviously the scene. Everybody knows
baby.
the scene. Yeah. But it's been really, really cool to kind of see. And there's a lot of similarities, a lot of differences too, and like people focus on different things. But it's really cool to have people in here, and it's also how we've met so many of the people that we've had the opportunity to come on and talk to
that's
and
cool.
listen to.
It's just like music is just something people connect to. So, people have similar feelings and connections, but it's just like,
Music is
people
life.
go to different bars because they like different types of bars. Like
Yeah.
people like
Yeah.
going to clubs or going to,
a little dive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's,
I just feel
or,
like
yeah.
music is so different though, because like with a bar, like you usually drink.
Yeah.
With sports, you usually like sports. Like I feel like music connects like everyone in like some type of way.
Yeah, and that I agree with. Like, especially people that, because you don't have to be a diehard music person to
Right.
listen to music.
Exactly.
Or to appreciate it. I think it's
Yeah.
a lot
Yeah.
easier to appreciate than
Because
maybe some of those other examples.
Right.
'Cause,
Right.
like, I
'cause they're a
love-
little bit more niche.
yeah,
the
I
music.
love randomly when when I hear like a Goo Goo Dolls song, I love it. But like if I get in the car or when I wake up in the morning and get in the shower, I never put on a song. I put on a podcast, but that's just because that's what I do. But I love when I get the opportunity to listen to music. I also love going to see live music.
I think that's like the
Yeah.
cool thing I always am trying to strive for is to find people that don't play an instrument or don't have a musical background and what makes them tick music wise.
Yeah.
Like that's just one thing I've always thought about is like what makes people like certain types of music. You know, is it your parents? You know, I probably.
I think
you
a
know,
lot
like
of it stems from that,
what
like
you grow
outside
up-
influences.
what
Yeah.
you grow up with. But you know, there's other things too.
I
you
think
know?
it's literally one or the other. Like you either get your music taste from listening to your parents, or you get it by rejecting what your
Yeah,
parents
you're
listen
like,
to.
never mind. I don't like.
Yeah. Oh, Brad
Queen
Paisley.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay, well, first of all, I love Brad Paisley.
I know. I'm trying to think of. I don't even. I'm trying. to
But
think
like
of
the
an
biggest
example
song that
of a
I
Brad
think
Paisley
of that I
song.
can remember listening to as a child, outside of our father's car, he had the worst music selection.
I
Of all
disagree.
time.
Here's what it
there's
is.
the two.
Here's he
two
had
examples right
he
there.
had 3 CDs in his car: Hootie and the Blowfish,
Nice. Classic.
Matchbox 20,
Yep.
and he had a James Blunt CD in there as well. It was those 3.
I was
They were
ready for
always
Bare
on.
Naked Ladies or something.
Bare
Oh,
That
he was a
was
big
fun.
Bare
Yeah.
Naked Ladies
That was
guy,
in the
yeah.
home.
Yeah.
That was in the
I was
home.
like,
was
that
Yeah.
definitely could have
BNL.
slid in there,
Uh-huh.
like super
Yeah.
easy.
dude.
No,
That's my
definitely
go-to
should be.
karaoke song.
Oh,
Bare
which,
Naked.
which one?
Oh, yeah.
If I had $1 million.
guys-
I mean,
It's
that's
honestly
a great
really funny.
Yeah,
kills.
that's a
It
great.
He and
kills.
his friend he and his friend like do like the talking part during it too. It's super
That's
funny.
see,
That was like the first funny. I'd never heard a song before that was like, this song is good but also like hilarious. Like they're making jokes in the song. That's
right.
crazy.
I
Blew
think
my
that
mind.
was the first song that I heard that
Yeah.
did that because I was like a kid in my parents' car. And they were like, "Oh, like look at this song, like a monkey." And I was like, as a kid, you're like, "Oh, that's so funny."
I can get
They
down with
said
this.
monkey.
Yeah.
Yeah, they said macaroni and cheese. Like,
Yeah. No.
I eat that.
yeah, yeah, I can relate.
Craft spirals for life, baby.
Yeah, we like doing one of our cover songs is "What's Up." It was like, and I said, "Hey, yeah." So like, I always think that that's like it's a serious song, but that one's also like kind of funny too because I don't know, something about it just is.
Yeah.
It's because everybody sings it. and
Yeah,
it's
probably.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Classic bar song.
It
That
is
is
a
a great
classic.
tune.
But
bar
it gets
song.
again,
Yeah.
it gets the people going.
It
like
gets
that,
the people going.
There's songs like that people will just engage in instantly. That has to be
What
Yeah.
at the top
is
of the list.
going on?
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Not
honestly,
necessarily
like,
from
relevant.
a thought process. I don't think there's much thinking going
That's
on.
what
when people are
you sing
screaming
that
it
at
back
karaoke.
you.
You'll see me going like,
Yeah.
wow. Great
Yeah.
point.
Andy going,
Great point, 4 9 blondes. You nailed it.
Making a list.
Yeah, checking it twice.
Beat me to it.
Don't know
I
why
was
I
like-
got it. Just word association. Got to
Dad
throw
jokes
that.
are my fave, so I
Ooh,
was like, "Ooh,
man.
let's do it." I have a text chain with my dad and my sister called Dad Jokes. My dad will just like randomly send us dad jokes sometimes. It's the most dad thing ever. It's so
Are
great.
they well planned? Like, are they
They're
ones
really
that he comes? Does he?
Oh,
this
yeah,
is
is he writing that?
Yeah, is it like
Probably
throughout,
not.
throughout his day? Does he have a moment where he thinks about saying something, doesn't, but chuckles to himself, and then that's when he texts you? Because that would be funny.
I feel like
Yeah.
sometimes because he definitely is like a punny person.
Yeah.
So he definitely could. But we also like for Christmas got him a stack of like dad joke cards. I found him at like
So he's
Marshalls.
cheating.
So sometimes he's cheating.
So
Yeah.
your dad's a liar.
All I know is it's like not every single day. It's just like randomly sometimes.
Which is
and
good. Yeah,
It's so great. And
Yeah.
I'll just like be like, oh.
Yeah.
I'll just be like, oh, boo.
Fucking hit him
Like-
with one of the hit him with a ha or
Or
whatever.
a dislike.
Or
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Brian from Family Guy. I'm just like,
Yeah.
There you go,
one's no
Dad.
good.
There's some
Yeah.
scraps for you, Pop.
Yeah.
yeah.
Got anything else? Like, if that's what I would say back to our father.
Oh,
Like, do you have
yeah.
anything?
Hey, this
Sorry.
isn't
Sorry.
bad, but keep
Yeah.
working. Keep working on your tight 5, Jerry man.
Yeah. All right. Before we go any further,
Got to do the old who would
we gotta
win.
do the old Who Run the Week.
Okay,
Alright, ready.
It was getting ready to pop outside.
Yeah.
So now, and we had to save it for the show. So this week's Who Would Win of the Week is Walt Disney versus Lex Luthor. They're not that different.
No.
They're not that different.
One and the same.
Do you want to start, Matthew?
No, I'm gonna try to stay on the back burner here.
Okay. I think
No.
Walt Disney wins it 100%. Lex Luthor is he's a super villain, right? Like categorically that's what he is. But he is like he's acting evil purposefully, you know what I mean? Like he's like, "Oh, I'm
So,
doing
to
something
his
bad.
core.
I'm doing something bad to like fuck with Superman, whatever." Whereas
Right.
Walt Disney is way more calculated with his stuff, and it is literally
so this isn't
like
a physical fight. This is just
it's physical, but
okay.
like how, but I think the personality is gonna play a big.
I'll let
role
Emily
in it.
talk because I got a few things to say. So.
All right.
Go ahead.
No, I'm gonna agree with you on that one because even if it is a physical fight, like you can be like smart and calculated about what you're going to do, or you could just be like, I'm going to fight because I'm doing this to be evil. So, yeah. That's all I have to
like
say.
Lex Luthor's a bad guy,
Right.
but Walt Disney,
Is
if you
bad.
fight him,
Like-
he's literally a American psycho
Yeah.
sociopath, like
Yeah.
full on
Hates Jews.
hates, full on hates
Yep.
Jews. Yeah,
And
yeah.
calculated evil is like really scary.
Yeah, yeah.
like the show You right now, like it's all about that.
Right,
It's
I've never
scary.
watched it, but I've heard.
I've
that,
watched
like,
a few episodes. People getting locked in basements and shit, and then everybody started
the
murdering.
huge.
Not a spoiler, but then everybody started like murdering each other.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
there was 2 murderers, I believe, dating.
Did you see this last?
I don't
season?
watch
That's
the
on-
show.
It's good to have
No,
common
this is just what I.
interests.
This is just what I hear.
The last one was he just like kind of went insane because he was so calculated and he's like the smartest person he knows. He always gets away with anything, and that's what makes it so scary.
Oh wow, a
like-
girl that likes a sociopath show. Big deal.
Yeah, dude, that's,
Another girl who likes true crime.
it is wild. Dude.
Crazy.
But I think that with Walt Disney's having that psychotic side of him, I think that there's a person with that personality also kind of fears nothing because
Right.
he always kind
And
of
if you can
feels in
hate like
control.
a certain
God.
type of person, like if he hates
I got
Jews.
so many arguments for this.
Let's roll.
Yeah. Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
So, 2 things. Is this, Lex Luthor? I'm a real big nerd, so like, is this?
Oh, you're talking to the.
Is
I've
Lex
literally
Luthor
bought
in like
Superman
what, a
comic
power
today.
mech suit?
No, it's
he's
no,
normal,
no.
normal Lex
Yeah.
Luthor. All right. Is there anybody crazier that is just a human that thinks they can fight Superman and defeat Superman? Because that's maybe the most insane person in the world.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
Good call.
Well, we don't know because
Um,
like
But he's
the
also
Joker's in a different universe. So like, if he was, like, would he?
Joker's in the
They're
same
in the
Or
same
same
universe,
universe, but not
but-
same story. But like, would he? Like, would he do it? Because he's kind of insane.
Yeah, I don't know. He's
But he
focused
also
on
chose to
different- he's
fight,
focused on
like,
different
another-
stuff.
Like Batman.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
he
Batman's
died.
not
Fight-
Superman. Like
Yeah.
Superman.
yeah, I know.
Like,
So you're proving my.
yeah, I know I am.
okay.
Yeah.
I think that Lex Luthor is also like physically just like he's not a scrawny wimp.
No, he's jacked. He's jacked
So
for
he's
sure.
yeah. So if you put him in a ring to fight, it's 100% Lex Luthor is going to beat his ass.
But honestly, I think his obsession with defeating Superman, I mean, the guy, it's kind of it's like a pinhole kind of view. Like, he's so focused on that. And Walt
Yeah.
Disney is a big picture kind of dude.
Well, but I also think like Lex Luthor's like vision is, yes, I want to destroy Superman because like my goal is to rule the world, and he becomes president, and like that's what he wants to do. Superman's a thorn in his side, that he wants to destroy with all his passion, but he also has other things on his mind too,
But they all take second place to Superman, though. Like, there's nothing that he won't do
Yeah.
to take Superman down, and it's caused him trouble before. And again, Walt Disney, big picture guy, and the fact that a
Walt
dude,
Disney knows that about Lex Luthor.
I'm sure
Then he can use
I bet
that
you
to
he
his
does,
advantage,
because I'm sure Walt Disney, who turned himself into such a successful businessman, would be able
Is
to
a smart
recognize
guy.
that kind of thing. He could probably read people very well, especially owning an entertainment company the size of Disney, even when the size that it was when he was alive, because obviously it was still massive. Like, he knows who people are, he knows what people want.
You know that
That's true.
I don't know where I heard this. Maybe it was Joe Rogan podcast or something. But all the images of Walt Disney, he used to smoke all the time, and
Yeah.
they've digitally taken out
They take
every
it out,
cigarette
yeah.
from
I saw
every
that
photo
too.
you have of him online.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
It's
Yeah.
an actual thing. I saw that too.
That's literally what he's
I
talking about people scrubbing
love-
shit.
yeah, people scrub shit.
That's
Like-
wild.
People scrub shit.
I don't know if this is the correct term, but I'm going to call it Disney World lore. Like, it is the
Yeah.
fucking
Oh, it's
best.
crazy.
Like, I'm so happy that I can now weigh in on this argument, because you guys are missing, and Andrew knows what I'm going to say. It was kind of referenced already, but the biggest factor in this fight is that Walt Disney was a Nazi.
Oh,
it always comes back to Nazi.
Like,
who would win?
if there's a
Always
group
comes
of
back to
people that
Nazi.
I would have chosen not to fuck with,
Wasn't there like
Yeah,
a
but they all
whole-
lost.
Wasn't there like a place
but
like
ultimately, like that's the
wasn't
like
there,
that's the ultimate script for a supervillain too.
wasn't
like,
there a
that's-
whole place like
So 2
underneath
supervillains.
like Disney World that like
There's
he
a-
created and for that, I don't know, like a secret place for him or something.
There's like a lot of rumors about stuff like that. There is underground tunnels in Disney World. Yes.
Yeah.
But they're for
I
like
don't remember like
cast members.
yeah,
to
but I
go
feel
around.
like it was like
yeah, but
a
they
bad
say
reason.
they used to
I remember
always
why.
say that like he had like hidden part. Obviously, we know that somewhere in the castle, his body is hidden, frozen in ice.
for sure.
So eventually, he will come back.
He will come back.
Yeah.
Like the Night King, like in Game of Thrones, ride a dragon around Disney World.
I was thinking like Captain
See
America
that.
style, frozen in ice for 70 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
To save the world? Okay.
No, well, no, to bring back the Third Reich. I don't know, whatever he wants to do. Yeah.
He wouldn't go by Walt Disney anymore, though. I feel like he would create a whole new persona for himself. Although he might be obsessed with himself. So
Yeah. But I think ultimately,
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know much about actual Walt Disney outside of the conspiracy theories that I choose to believe in. But if I'm going based on that Walt Disney, I would say he probably was a bit of like very similar to Lex Luthor, like you were saying. I also didn't know a lot about Lex Luthor other than the fact that he is bald, and he's a bad guy.
He's a
Yeah,
genius.
I knew that. I knew
He's
the
a
basics,
business
but
yeah, same.
Thanks to you guys and your
Nerdiness.
infinite knowledge on superheroes
Bring
and
the heat.
whatnot. Yeah. I think I'm gonna have to go with Lex Luthor in this fight. Although I know I didn't think I was either because again I did say the whole thing about being a Nazi and stuff. But
Well,
listen,
can
it only
Walt
got
Disney,
so far for
hire
Hitler.
someone to fight for him?
Lex
and-
Luthor
I
could
don't
do
think
the
in
same
this case.
thing.
That's
Like,
true.
Yeah, but you
They're
guys
both
said that he's
rich.
Jack, so like he doesn't need
Yeah.
to.
Yeah,
And
but
this
there's
is
always
Walt
somebody
Disney
that's
Sure,
more.
is-
Jack.
Walt Disney had that like, at the very least, Walt Disney though had that like 50s.
I
like,
think this is more of like
Yeah,
a,
true, like
Yeah,
Jack in the
I think
50s.
this is more of a like this
I
is
had
how
steak and potatoes
this is
for
how
breakfast.
I
Popeye
imagine
arms.
this
Yeah.
fight.
I was literally thinking
Yeah.
Popeye.
I imagine what happens is Walt Disney is owning Disney World, thriving. People are loving it. Lex Luthor comes and opens up Universal Studios, pretty much,
Right.
and like starts competing with Walt Disney. And then one day they're at a fundraiser for like the governor of Florida, and they bump into each other, and they have to like shake hands as if they're cordial, but they really hate each
It's
other.
one of those things where they just each are squeezing as hard
Yeah.
as they can.
Yeah, and then at one point in time, like they decide to just Royal Rumble the shit out of it.
Yeah.
And just the two of them just fight to the death, and Walt Disney's in full uniform, head to toe.
What do
Maybe
you
they'll
mean?
be like
Nazi
Peter Griffin.
uniform. Oh, yeah.
Maybe they'll be like Peter Griffin
And
and
the
Chicken,
chicken,
and
yeah.
they'll just keep going forever and ever.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lock in my answer, but I want to say one more thing. With Lex Luthor, again, his arch nemesis being Superman, the most powerful being conceivable, that guy, and it's also happened like constantly in the comic books. He's been like, oh, this is just a regular guy. He's no match for me. I go up against Superman.
Right.
But he still fails against those guys sometimes, and I think that's what's gonna
Yeah.
happen.
Question
here.
for you: Is this just my imagination, or does he always wear white?
That's your imagination.
Who, Lex Luthor?
Yeah.
He's got a lot of different suits.
Yeah,
He's a suit guy.
Well, he's a CEO. He owns LexCorp.
Well, I know that, but
I think you're thinking of Kingpin from
yeah, yeah.
Spider-Man.
Could
who's
be.
also
Oh, yeah, yeah.
also bald.
Okay.
Yeah,
yeah.
Always
No, that
wears,
very well could be. Yeah, it's all the same. Yeah, I see if Lex Luthor did wear all white, I would have taken Walt Disney, but I am going to stick with Lex Luthor in this fight.
I'm going Walt, man. I'm locking in Walt.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna lock in Walt too. But I
Let's
also
go.
just finished the season of You, so the whole like scary psychopath is just like still in my head.
Yeah.
So
Lex Luthor.
Lex Luthor. That's
a tie.
It's always fun when it's a tie because then I get to watch my side win on Instagram.
That
Yeah.
Comment below.
never
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never happens.
You can vote on that on Friday on Instagram. Make sure you pick the winning team, or else.
Or you could just throw it back and Doug Dimmadome, he just comes back and he just
Dale Dimmadome.
That guy wears all white. You didn't
yeah,
vote for
he
him?
wears all white.
Yeah, I didn't vote for him because he's a bitch.
I would vote
Dale.
for Doug Dimmadome.
I hate Doug Dimmadome, the owner of the Dougsdale Dimmadome.
Dougsdale Dimmadome.
I can't stand his dumbass with his hat.
Big hat.
Me and him would not get along.
No, I don't think he'd be an easy guy to get along with.
No,
that's for sure.
yeah.
That's a guy who's very self-obsessed. Yeah. That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
Now, getting back on track here, you guys were saying that you already have some stuff unreleased but recorded.
Yes.
What's the plan with that stuff? Do you guys have any idea?
Question.
I know that,
I think by the summer we'll have some stuff out on the streaming platforms.
Yeah.
But it's really the priority right now is playing the shows, getting lined up for summer, and
like getting some like more permanent members.
yeah, we're not rushing into
Sure.
anything, you know.
Well, I know I personally want like our stuff on Spotify like yesterday.
Yeah.
So like we do have some songs that I would like to like just release as singles. So maybe we do that. But I know that we have a lot of other songs that we like want to record and like come up with a whole album for. So right now we had enough for an EP, but now we don't necessarily want to do that anymore. Like things are just changing. So hopefully we can get some singles out there like sooner than later. That's my
When
hope.
you are recording music, and this might be a dumb question, but is there like, how do you incorporate the jam element to recording? Is it kind of, you record it all like kind of in bits and pieces, and then whatever like riffs you like in your jam is kind of what you stick with at the end of the song or in the middle? Or
Well, I think there's no right way to record things. For us, we didn't do really too much like improv there's solos, but there's like a section, like
Well, in one of our songs, we had like a little bit more of a jam, but it was like you record the drums first, and so you have him in like a separate room doing recording his part, but then we're playing like at the same time, so it's not like he has to like think of how long we're gonna jam.
Yeah,
he'll just like hear us, and we just kind of like looked at each other with that, and we were like, okay, we're gonna have this song just like fade out at the end.
Yeah.
So then we'll just jam out for however
Fade
long,
out of the jam.
and then fade out of it. So
But,
like that's how we did
yeah,
for that one.
You can also, we didn't do it, but you can do live recording in studio. Some of the greatest songs, that I listen to are actual, just the band all mic'd up properly, like all good, and it's just a live take.
Yeah, it's very cool.
So,
But for the way we did it, it was like the drums first, and then the bass. Then I think we did keys, and then the two guitars, and then myself. Yeah, the vocals were last. So yeah, and then I did like background harmonies like with myself.
Cool.
But it kind of sucked because when we recorded our vocals the first time, I had like a really bad cold and a little bit of a fever. So I was like,
it's not ideal.
no, and I was like really stuffed up. So I was trying like the whole weekend to like take medication and stuff. So luckily, our
She redid 'em.
our producer Zach Tilton. I was gonna shout out Zach Tilton. Let me like go back and do that, like redo it the next weekend.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know much about jam music. I really didn't at all until Andrew told me that you guys were coming on and stuff like that.
Look up Fish.
But
Find a whole new universe.
I love the jam. I'm addicted to the jam.
There you go.
I wish that. Yeah.
Look up Fish and get into Fish then, because they're
Because
like
that-
the kings of the jam scene.
That is one thing like I do like when I listen to music is just cool, or like see live music is I just think like watching people just go to town is the best.
Yeah.
Like
It's
that looks
impressive.
fun. Yeah.
I think like that's why I don't necessarily jam, but like I'll look at them and I'm like, how are you doing that?
Yeah.
And when you see somebody like up there and you know that they're just feeling themselves, it's
Yeah.
like I go nuts. I love it.
Yeah.
I love watching people do karaoke when they're really bad, but their passion's really in it. I feel like, it's the passion.
It's all about stage charisma, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I've put on some of, in my opinion, like top tier karaoke performances. And I will get places going, and it's not because of the vocals. It's not because of the vocals.
It's because you're really
But I
into
think
it.
also the other big thing about doing a good karaoke song is you got to know the words to the song.
Yeah.
Like
That's why they got that little screen in front of you with the
yeah,
the
but like
I'm
you
joking.
can't have you can't work a stage.
You can't be
if you're-
glued
Yeah.
to the
Yeah.
screen.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're
Or,
right.
like,
The
close
best,
your
the
eyes
best,
when you're
the best
really into
karaoke
it.
performance is
Yeah.
when you're not looking at the screen.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
And you're
Or that one like guy who you know is there like every single week,
Yeah.
and he goes up there and definitely doesn't look at the screen.
Yeah.
He doesn't.
Yeah. And if you you just you start just making it your own up there. It's like, oh, it's nothing better. That's why I think jamming's so cool.
Yeah.
I wish I could jam.
you
That's
are
fair, too.
jamming, dude.
Yeah,
You are,
yeah.
You're jamming in your own way, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I
You might
am
not play any
so
instruments.
A
not
podcast is a
music
jam
inclined.
It's
because
a
you're just
jam.
talking.
Yeah.
It's a
You're
jam.
improvising it.
Yeah.
We had
I
a
did.
little set thing of who's
Yeah.
gonna win, but we've been talking and shooting the shit. And
Yeah.
it's a jam.
Yeah, it's
I did,
improv.
Jamming and you didn't even know it, dude. The jam was inside you all
Yeah,
along.
this whole time.
How many times somebody's gotta put a little jam?
Jam
yeah,
counter,
jam
yeah.
count.
Jam.
Oh my
Jam
God.
count.
I
You should,
need a
yeah, you
jam
should do
count.
that. That's funny.
Oh, I love a jam count.
Ding, ding.
Yeah.
I feel like all the dings would just go over us talking like the whole
It'd be
time.
worth it. It'd be worth
It's
it.
all part of the jam.
Cut it
It's all
out like we're
incorporated
swearing.
into the
Just
jam.
bleep it.
yeah.
It's all about the bleep.
What are
And
they
when you're just
saying?
feeling the boop, you gotta just
The
go.
boop has
You
been
gotta
inside of you all along.
So you guys mentioned April 1st is your next show coming up.
Yes,
right?
and it's not a joke. Like April Fool's Day is an actual show.
I wish
would have had
forget that it's
me.
April
I
Fool's
did it
Day.
to.
Well,
I-
our show is called like April Fool's Day, and I did like put in our like description. I was like, "This is we're not fooling you though. Like, please
Yeah.
come."
I actually got. This is gonna cut me off of where I was leading with this conversation, but one of my buddies who lives out of town said he was coming back. Texted like 6 or 7 of us like in a group message, "Hey, I'm coming back into town on April 1st if anybody wants to do anything." And he lives in New Jersey now. And I texted him back and I was like, dude, really? We're all going to be in New Jersey on April 1st. Like, we're all going to New Jersey on April 1st. And he's like, are you serious? I was like, fuck you. You idiot. Yeah. And this was like a month ago. So it was still February. And I was like, yeah,
You
I'm
were
just
like, "Oh,
fucking,
this
I
is
know
my
my
chance."
shit, buddy. Yeah.
This is my chance.
But back to it now.
Yeah.
April 1st, you guys are playing live.
Yes.
Where is that at?
It's my place, Buffalo Ironworks.
Buffalo Ironworks.
Yeah.
Nice. That's a great
Well,
spot.
it's really cool to like be up on stage and do that. Like after going there for so long, like that was really cool. The first time we did that, but yeah, it's April 1st. Doors are at 7. The show starts at 8, and it starts with local band Dead Wolf, and then another local band Sways will be playing, and then we will be playing last. Yeah.
Yep.
And you can get tickets online. Yeah.
That was my next question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can go to our Instagram page, and we have like a link tree. And so like one of the links literally is April Fool's Day tickets.
Okay, cool.
And also, if you don't mind me saying this, but like today we just announced a giveaway.
Gotcha.
So we're giving away 2 tickets. Tsavo Highway merch. Dead Wolf is giving away like their new debut album on CD. Sways is also giving away merch. And then we also have local artist Jordan Weaver is coming. She does like glow in the dark like neon painting. It's like super cool. She was at Music is Art Festival. She's done a bunch of other concerts, but she's giving away a 16 by 20 like canvas that she like painted. And then she'll also be there live like doing like live neon painting and stuff.
And you can find information for that on your guys' Instagram too.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll put the link tree link in this episode description.
Look below.
And it'll be-
Yep.
Yeah, good to go.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, seriously, we do appreciate it.
Other plugs. What's your like Instagram handle and stuff like that?
Tsavo TSAVO _highway spelled the normal way.
Yeah.
That's our Instagram. We like mostly post there. We also have a Facebook. We're just Tsavo Highway on Facebook. But really, like if you go to our Instagram and you press the link tree, you can see our links to we have a main website. It's www.tsavohighway.com. And we also have a SoundCloud. I don't know off the top of my head, but it's on the link tree.
Mm-hmm.
We have all the things. Like when you're a band, you kind of like need
You just
like
got
every
things.
single
Oh, yeah,
thing.
for
Like
sure.
yeah, but Instagram's where we're like most active.
Okay, cool. Awesome. All right. You ready? I mean,
Yeah,
time
I
to
mean,
go?
I appreciate you guys
Yeah,
coming
we'll let
on.
you
Thanks for
guys
having
do it.
us.
I'm
That was
not
super
going to
fun.
say the J word, but I'm thinking it. So,
You guys should
No, it was a
come if you're
blast.
free. Come
Yeah.
jam.
oh,
Can't resist the jam.
I couldn't.
there's nothing better than just the thought of jamming
Yeah.
in my head right now.
But thank you guys. This was super
No,
fun.
That
thank
was
you.
awesome.
Great to meet
Seriously.
you all.
Me too.
And it was very fun.
Yeah.
Oh, yay. Yay.
We'll let you
Thanks
get
for
out of
having
here.
us.
Yeah, of course.
Andy,
We'll do it again.
I love you.
I love you too. Let's get out of here. Thanks, folks.
I love you
Thank
guys.
you.